two, three. Testing, 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 testing.
Test. Okay, let's get started. Help if I started my slides. There we go. Next week, November 22nd, creative competition. This is a print competition, and Vicky Wirt is going to be talking about intro to macro photography while the judges are doing their thing in the back. And then the following week, the 29th, How to Shoot in Hard Light Situations by Scott Robert Lim. And then December 6th, How and Why I Process My Images. Confessions of a Digital Manipulator by Steve Ziegler. This one has me intrigued. I have no idea what that's going to be about. And then our own Wally Nell is going to talk about sports, the triumph of the human spirit, on December 13th. The mat cutting classes, we have sessions scheduled for November 19th, December 3rd, and 17th. This is a terrific opportunity. If you haven't taken advantage of it, come on in and take the class from Dennis Wirt. He will teach you how to cut your own mats. You can do custom mats, and for $3, you can do a single mat. For $5, you can do a double mat, and that is a terrific deal. We need another iPhone photography instructor. Richard is going to touch on it a little bit more, but a knowledge of iPhone as well as some teaching experiences is desirable, and this is a great opportunity to get more involved with CPS. If you have any questions, email info@clevelandphoto.org. We're also looking for a hospitality chair, a hospitality committee members, and a competition chair. You can check out the website to get more details about that. But right at the moment, we're highlighting the iPhone instructor. That's our major concern right at the moment. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Richard.
Sure, my mic's working. There you go. Thank you very much. And let me just re-emphasize what Dave said is we're down unexpectedly one iPhone instructor. We only have 3. It's going to be a 3-night course. So it's not a big commitment. We will teach you what you need to know. So if you have any little teaching experience or want to give it a try, contact us at info@cleveland.org, and we'll walk you through this. Again, a great way to get involved with the schools. So, without further ado, our critique night. This is we've done quite a few of these now. We're doing these every 3 months. We've had great participation with this. And just to go over again, this is not a competition. There are going to be some photos here that really don't need much of anything. They are like perfect, in which case that's fine. You could learn from that. And there are others, there'll be a lot of suggestions too. But the thing is, for you to learn from the other people's photographs as well, in terms of what's good, what could be improved, and techniques that you could use on your own photographs. Now, here it's also audience participation. Let us know. Tonight, we've got Coleman Rosenberg here and Chris Bosworth are going to be our 2 commenters for the pictures, and I'm going to chime in my 2 cents every once in a while. But because we say the crop would look better this way, or I'd lighten this up, you might not agree, in which case say so. And you'll hear another one say, no, I like it the first way, or I like it without that. None of this is all opinion. And we're going to try to teach you some of the tools also that'll help make your pictures a little better. But it comes down to literally what you want to do with your picture. So on some of these, don't hesitate you don't even have to raise your hand. You can raise your hand or just yell out that, no, I like it better the other way. So, and in that case, let's get started. Now, we have a lot of people submitting tonight, so to make it fit time-wise, everyone submitted 3. What we'll do is we'll go down 2 of every person, and when we get to the end, if we have time, we'll do the other remaining one as far as we can get. And these are put in Microsoft order, which means it files it by the first name alphabetically as well. I had nothing to do with that. So, and if you're in the audience, you can just pick which one. So Andrew, you're up with an A. You're up first here, and which one? Let's start, though, with yours, because we talked about that. Let's start with your first one there. Okay, and Coleman, you want to start?
Okay. beautiful sky. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how sharp it is, particularly with the bird.
It might be a big crop. Andrew, this is a big crop because it looks a little pixelated when you,
Yeah, it might be that. If the bird is sharp, I guess I would leave it there. If not, I would take it out. Also, maybe debating in my mind whether to crop from the bottom or not.
that was an interesting, let me, we could see it with and without the bird. That was an interesting thing as to whether you'd want more or less of that.
Yeah.
And here's, it's going to be hard to crop up. or-
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go that high. I would, yeah, maybe just above, it's, yeah, possibly something like that, and take out the one down in the bottom left-hand corner, the couple. Well, that's a possibility.
Yeah, that,
Yeah, actually,
that works better. No, we get some of those here. What about,
I'm a sucker for cutting out anything
Here-
that looks good.
when I
And
first-
that sky to the left looks good too,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
when I first saw this, one of the things was, I said, it just, if I saw more of the ground or no trees or something, that would
Yeah.
be different. And so I played with this. Oh, that's, oh, we don't have that edition. I played with it. And just gave it a little bit more on the bottom to see. And let's see what that does. Because it's just, where it's cropped off is just, you either want less
Yeah,
of that or
Exactly.
more of that.
Exactly. yeah.
And so I played with it just to see what this would do.
Oh, that is.
So the
an
question is,
improvement.
yeah, if you give it a little more,
Yeah.
it's a little balanced more than just the tops of the trees. That was,
So you could,
the big is the file? It says 11 megabytes here, but that's the, when it's uncompressed. You go also, another thing too is Photoshop now has that super resolution. So if you have high cropped images, you could make this 4 times the size. But putting in a little foreground, I don't know, what do you,
yeah,
a
yeah.
little better? Yeah, just, because it was just an awkward place where it was.
When you add with generative fill, what it adds is lower resolution too, so you sort of have to be careful with that.
Right, but they've added a feature now as well, whereas if you see in the box that I'm hovering over, which is what it filled in,
Yeah,
is there's a thing in the upper left which is to increase resolution.
okay.
And you could click on that, and what it'll do is,
Yeah, it depends
Actually,
on what's down there, whether you
exactly.
need to do that or not. In this one, you don't really need to
Right.
do that, I don't think.
right. But you're right, that is a
And-
problem.
And the other thing I think I would do now would be to take out, I guess that's corner of a house or something, I would
Yeah,
do generative fill to replace that and see what,
or just, let's see if we crop it out, let me, let's,
yeah,
just,
yeah, that looks good,
because you have something, right, oh, yeah, it's a whole different image now.
yeah.
Nice. Okay.
You talked to me before about the pixelation. I think when I put this fish a long time ago, whether or not it was really in focus is part of the issue. And so if it's really not in focus, I think that's not a challenge to begin with.
Right, focus is,
Okay.
right, focus is one, it could be focus off, or with pixelation, that's not usually a product of focus, it could just be that it's a small file, it could be just highly cropped, or a camera with very low resolution.
Will you call it the bottom left says it's 3.5 megabytes, so it's quite big.
Yeah, so this is, So I'm not sure why and it's pixelated there, but okay, good shot. Let's go over then. Which one?
The third one.
The third one? Okay, the third one.
So I always like to say at the beginning of these critiques that the goal in mind is, if you post it on social media, you know, everybody's going to say wonderful, great, awesome, and you never get any good constructive critical feedback. So that's what we're trying to do, and my hope is to do that and still maintain friendships with everybody.
That's right, it's a fine line.
Yeah. Really sharp. The eye looks really sharp from where I am. It's got a great diagonal composition going for it, which is huge. I'm not sure that I can offer a lot that I would change just because, of course, the striking thing is that we've got this bald sky behind us, but I mean, that's probably a Cleveland sky. I don't know that I would try to do anything with that because it could wind up looking fake unless you're really good at it. If you zoom in, is it sharp? Is the eye sharp? It looks sharp from here. Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
it's
good.
pretty
We got
sharp.
great. The feathers, when you did that, the feathers look sharp. No, I don't think I would do anything else to it. It looks well. It's well composed. Like I said, with the diagonal, it's well exposed. Yeah, I'm good with it.
So I'm just gonna say one thing, I'm glad you said that. That wasn't really sky before.
That wasn't
wasn't.
sky.
That was a color film.
So you masked it out, and so that wasn't sky before,
What-
and you put that in back.
What was there before?
It was like buildings or people or whatever.
Okay,
I
great.
took that as-
Yeah.
So it was buildings before and people behind it.
Right.
You know what you might try, just for fun, because it's all free, is to maybe put them back in and use lens blur on the background if they weren't blurred. Because the feeling that I have with this outside of the tree, is I don't have any context for what's behind it. So if you had like out of focus buildings and people that wouldn't detract from the subject, I think that might be
Right.
better.
Let me bring that back again there. Oops.
Yeah, the only thing is, if you're gonna put that into a nature competition, then you can't have that kind
The tags on
of
it.
work done to it.
But blurring the background is one, and actually there's a feature now in Camera Raw here that is under presets that they have adaptive blur background. And what that is you click on strong, and it identifies the subject, which is the bird, and automatically determines what's in back of it and puts it out of focus. So you don't have to do any masking anymore or whatnot, and you could just use a slider to make it more or less in focus. I'm not going to do it here because there's nothing in back of it, but it's a simple thing. It's called an adaptive filter, and it's a new feature. You just do strong, and it'll just automatically blur the background. So if there are people there or whatnot as well, that could throw them into enough blur that you don't recognize that they're people.
I'd like to ask, is this cropped at all? I think it's a little, to my way of thinking, it's a little tight. If there was more up in this corner, I think,
Which corner?
the
Which
top left
top left?
and left side just a little bit, if you added to those areas just a little bit.
Like that?
Yeah,
You don't want to
Make it
add
a-
any? Okay, just those two?
and that also puts the head up in that
Let's see.
top third area.
And this is a good picture to do that generative expand
Yeah.
because it's pretty straightforward what it has to duplicate or interpret. So let's see what.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is right, because if you don't, now that might have been an intentional crop the way you wanted, that's fine too.
Yeah.
But if you didn't and were up too close to the bird, you always have these options.
yeah, it just seemed a little tight to me. This
Yeah.
gives it a little more breathing room.
Good. Okay, good ones, Andrew. Let's see. Let's go then to Bob. Who's got,
I guess that's me.
Coleman, yeah, okay.
Um,
It's Bob Kowaleski.
yeah, I love the contrast and the interest It's an interesting image to wander around and look at. The wouldn't do a whole lot. The one leaf up here in that straight line keeps drawing my eye up there. No, above it.
Above it.
Yeah, up there. So that leaf being pretty dark and the line,
What if we just take the,
yeah, yes.
let's see if we could
look
just
what
take the
that looks
line
like.
out of it. It just tones down a little.
What if you lighten that up a little bit?
Lighten the leaf up?
The whole picture.
The whole image.
Okay.
It's better on the side over
Yeah, try looking on
Yeah.
the side, because it looks, yeah, I think,
Yeah.
right, the projector will make the ones black, but I think the tonal range here is beautiful. I have one question, Bob. It's curiosity. I noticed that it's an unusual choice. You shot this at 24 to 240 at 240 millimeters. So were you away from this?
Yes, it was out in Valley by our national park, and that's just natural light coming in. And yes, I spotted it some distance away and just got myself in position. And I was waiting for the light beam coming in. It was very, very early moving shot. And that was the first light that was that group of leaves.
It's great. And this is not easy to do, but you notice in the leaves here, it's dark, but there's still detail in it. These are really light, but there's detail too. It's a very high tonal range here, and you, really got it well. I like this. Good. Okay, we got your other one here.
Wow. So let it be known that trying to critique a Bob Kowaleski image is like trying to tell an Olympian how to improve his running. This is great, Bob. That's just absolutely awesome. I don't know. I always like to tweak the contrast a little bit with black and white and see if more will help it. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So maybe try to give it a little bit more contrast, but it still looks like I don't know if I'm seeing good whites, but I'm seeing good blacks. But the composition is great. We've got this, what was the riverbed flow or whatever, and it takes us into a meandering and off to the right, and you follows through into the back, and then you've got the mountains to fill the background. Skies, okay, you live with what you got, at least it's not a Cleveland bald sky. No, well, we know we're gonna see this again in competition, but
Where was that taken?
On Route 50, northern Nevada, it's called the loneliest road in America. And that was just a small walk. And again, I was just traveling all over looking for things, and there it was.
see, I would drive right by that, Bob. I'm
That's
sorry.
right. Bob's got an eye for
He
this.
does, it's great. I don't know if
But
anybody
also
else has
these-
comments, but.
These are hard ones. Like I said, some of these, even though there's not a lot we could do on them, you could learn from the really good ones. On this, processing black and white is hard. You notice there's things that are almost pure white here as well, but they're not blown out. And there are things almost like this mountain, pure black, but they're not, but there's detail in it too. So again, the tonal range here from light to dark is just amazing without really blowing anything out. So really nicely done. This is very nice. Okay. We won't give you such hard ones anymore, Chris.
Please.
That is very nice. Okay, Dave, you're up. Wow.
A lot of drama here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hard pressed to say much about this one either. I just noticed that tree on the side of that which is really cool. I don't know. There is a little bit of blown out white, but it doesn't bother me. It looks like it should be.
I didn't notice that tree at first, but I think it's cool because it shows a very desolate kind of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trees grow, that's very cool.
And
Yeah.
sometimes one of the most useful things, post-processing wise, and one thing I just go back and forth towards too, and like this is, I agree with you, this is a perfect picture, but I was just playing with it, is another, oops, let me take the ratio off, and just get everyone's opinion. If we just, this brings that more to the middle and that out.
I kind of like that, the mountain that was on the right. That we
You
were
like that?
seeing
Okay,
portion
that was,
of.
I was playing between this, which just kind of jumps at it, you like that, and again, there's no, then where's our crop? Okay, that's,
Yeah. I also like that little bit of clear sky up there, which just kind of
okay. That's just-
provides some contrast with the clouds.
Hey, that's great. These are ones, like I said, you just play with. The nice thing being non-destructive, you could make all these different crops and then decide if you don't like it. You could make multiple pictures, or you could just stick with your original one. Yeah, but this is very, very nice. Very good. Okay. Oh,
Wow, that's just really nice. I love that you included the person. I'm sure there are very limited places where you could take this photograph from to get the perspective of the water going over the falls. You can almost hear the roar as I look at this. But that person there just kind of makes it to me because it gives you a sense of scale of how big this thing is.
now I'm going to ask a quick question, but I don't care the answer. So in other words, the answer doesn't matter to me. It's just pure curiosity. Is that a real person?
Yes.
Okay, that
All
is.
kinds of warning signs there.
I was going to say, that's amazing, because I didn't know if that was.
Die at the next step, and this is as far as my wife and I would go.
Yes.
This girl had to go down there and
That-
fluff her hair, and I'm like, okay, great.
Oh, my gosh.
Is she wearing
Yeah,
a red hat? I can't tell.
Iceland, Denny Foss.
Wow.
So, you know, the
In Iceland, this is in Iceland, northern Iceland.
composition's great. There's sharpness from the rock. You got a great foreground, midground, and background. The only thing that bothers me, and I don't know if there's a fix, is we don't have enough of the sky in the background, or we should either eliminate it or extend it, and I don't know which to do.
It was blown out, I kept trying to bring it down, and that was.
Yeah,
I could go before it went through
I
rain.
figured there was a good reason why you did it the way you did, because,
It was an overcast, cloudy day.
yeah, and if we try to take it out, we don't have enough room above the water to make us feel comfortable.
We'll just do a quick thing, just
See what
to,
generative can do.
just to
It's gonna
see.
make a Rock of Gibraltar on the right, probably.
No. And yeah, with AI, it's sometimes a hit or miss thing. It might put a plane there or something too. It's no guarantee. But it's sometimes worth a try, and you might not like it, and just go back to, it gives you 3 choices here. There, it actually gave some texture to the sky, gave you a little more mountain.
I think any of those is an improvement. I don't think, like I said, I don't think we could crop down to the water. It would just look bad. This is much better. And a little bit of contrast on that sky will make it more dramatic
Yeah.
or darkening. Very
Yep,
nice.
very nice. Very, yeah, that's, I can't believe she got that close. That is. Okay. Did Dave's, Elaine. I didn't see Elaine before. Is Elaine here? Okay, we'll pick 2 of hers here. This is Elaine Joseph, and this is her first image.
In keeping with the theme of dramatic, again, not a whole lot I would do. I wonder if, yeah, I kind of like
Like it
bringing
darker?
it. No, I kind of liked what you did.
I
bringing
was just brought out
just
the
little
shadows
bit,
a little.
yeah. And then um,
You know, what's cool about this picture is I almost get the feeling that you're walking through the woods and you stumble across.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's really cool.
I wonder if we could get more detail in the water to the right without getting rid of all that mist.
I don't know, that's hard, because
Yeah.
it's just a little blur there. Do these bother you, the greenery down the bottom right?
Yes.
That,
It didn't bother me.
I would take the lamp post down to. I
But
would
there's a
crop it up
lamp
to the
post
lamp-
down there,
I
too.
would crop it up to the tip of the
okay,
lamp
let's,
post.
Yeah.
yeah, we could, let's see what we, but you're right, the first thing is, we could just, we could try just taking a little off. The other thing then is we could go, let's try the, let's see if we take the lamppost out, and just, because this puts it on a layer, we can go back and forth and see before and after whether we like it. Edit. And let's see. And again, you might find you like it better this way, but it allows you then to go back and forth. So let's look at there's one. So there, and let's take that J, let me go to the back layer here. Just use the remove tool. Yeah, let me just flatten that. No, oh, it's a smart object, you're right. There we go. There. There we go. Okay, so now you just at least have an artistic choice to go back and forth between that and that. I don't know. What do you?
And if you leave that branch in there, does it frame it a little bit better or no? I get the light post.
It might. You're saying just get the light post
Yeah.
and leave the branch there. Okay, you could do that.
Yeah, the branch does add something. Otherwise, you've got just
Okay.
that big white area mostly.
I was wrong.
If you did a brush.
No.
And you just did a little darkening, I think the brush on your dark spots in the waterfall.
The dark spots on the waterfall to use to darken it up a little.
Just those dark spots,
Okay.
darker, that'll bring your waterfall out.
Yeah, I still think D. Hayes would.
Okay. Well, we took the lamppost out.
I would do a brush mask over the whole.
Then let's use a little dehaze on it there. Layer. Let me flatten that. Let me go back into. Let me go into camera raw filter, and let me use a little. First, let me try dehaze on the whole thing, and see how that. Then we could do it localized too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're right. That's a good idea. Yeah. That just cut through enough to,
Yeah,
wow,
Yeah. Now, you-
Take some off the top.
to crop a little down from the top. Okay. You mean down like that, Linda? Let's see. Oh. And now that I see, I agree with keeping that thing in the bottom right too. But who's that? The dehaze was an excellent. I mean, that
Yeah.
just
I use D. Hayes so often. It's like a magic tool sometimes.
Yeah.
And it even brought out some color in the water down there.
But that with our original. Oh, that's going to have the changes on it. Let me go back to the Photoshop one. there. I think this is a whole different picture than we started off.
Right.
Um,
You
this is
still
nice.
have the haze, but you've got a little more.
Right, and a little bit of
detail.
haze is good, you know,
Yeah.
it shows you right, but it's, you got the detail there.
Yeah.
And we've lightened up so we lightened up the shadows, you added the haze there, we got rid of the lamppost. This is beautiful. I wouldn't have thought of a bunch of those. Very good. Very good. So all post-processing does, you've done the hard work in recognizing that was a good picture. This just helps you, you know, with the other extraneous things and whatnot. Okay.
Yeah, really, really nice feel to this image. If I took it, that's a sunset. It might be a sunrise if somebody else took it. I think maybe I'd crop a little bit off the bottom and make it more rectangular. I don't know if I'd take any off the top.
Off the bottom?
Yeah, bring the bottom up
Okay.
just to make it more. I mean, there's interest there, but we don't need
Tell
as
me
much.
how
Keep-
much?
Keep going, like to that little dark area. Keep going. All right, we'll try that. Let's see what that looks like. I just like, it gives it more of a rectangular image, and we don't need so much of that foreground. There's a lot of sky there that I think we would do good like you did with the dehaze or with a darkening brush. I see drama in that sky that is there, we could pull it out. Yeah.
Yeah, let me do a linear gradient just on that with a little dehaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably do this more localized, but that does bring out the, yeah, there's a little, just vignetting of the lens probably, that was up there. I'm sure that's from her lens. But yeah, you could also you could see there's vignetting in the upper right and upper left corner from the lens. But you could, where's your dehaze?
It was a great shot to begin with. That just bringing out the sky a little bit, I think did so much. And there's a significant part of the sky there. If you look at it, the horizon is our bottom 1/3, and the sky's got a lot of interest, even though the subject is the barn.
And that dehaze really did, you're right, that's a very useful tool. And look what it's done on, yeah, you could do that, let's see. On the way to the select sky, and we had a suggestion to change the color balance a little. Warm it up, you mean? Well, that's right. In color balance, you'd warm it up a little. Yeah, that's what we're on. When you're in the filter thing here, if you, right, I'm doing it locally to the sky, and you don't have your choice is color temperature, which is the white balance.
It's nice that you see that yellow a little bit higher, to make it more realistic.
The which?
We have the yellow a little bit higher.
The yellow
In the sky,
in the sky down here.
No, up.
Up.
I think that's good, it makes it a little bit more realistic.
Okay. Yeah, that's before we change the color temperature. That's afterwards. You're right, it's a little more.
Too blue.
Richard,
Yes.
question back here about maybe taking that tree out of the red. Does that change it quite a bit?
In a way, it almost, even though it's part of a tree, it almost balances. We
it
could
frames
try
it.
that. Let's,
I think it frames it, and it
Yeah.
balances it with the tree on the other side also.
and we'd have to take a lot there because the tree is coming out to really here. So you'd either have to work a long time on that or it's a lot to take out. But I agree, I think it frames it.
I think not only that, but it adds to the roughness of the building, because there's no leaves or anything on that.
Well, you could always come up and you could always, to not the sky, but you could take a brush And you could use texture, come all the way up, and a little clarity, and just paint it on the barn and down there. And that would give it texture. If I do the before and after on that, and you could do that according to your taste then. But that gives a little texture. If that's too much, you could back off. But again, you have all these tools to, we all have these different opinions, but in the end, you want to get it to the way you like it. Yeah, and you got a question then? No? Yeah, so I think these little adjustments with the dehaze and the color there, the cropping, really nice. Okay. Good. Let's see, Elaine. Eric. Here. Anyone in particular, Eric, of the? Huh?
Your pick.
My pick? Okay, we'll do this.
Yeah, these are, I got to see these earlier. I don't think I saw this one on Facebook, was it? Yeah. They're a great series here. The one thing I would do that jumps out at me is maybe lighten the eye a little bit. Let's see if we can get some more of that, I guess, blue color out to come out.
Let me bring the white.
All right, well.
What about, would it do anything to crop right up to the tree? Or is that, let's just see what it looks like and we can
Yeah.
always,
What's that above his head on the left side of the tree?
I didn't think I'd like that, but I sort of do.
it kind of takes it, because there's only a little bit of the tiger on the other side.
Right.
It's an open tree. This almost,
Really?
what?
It's mine, you just called it a tiger.
Isn't this, look,
It's not a tiger.
I am from New York City. I know my rats. After that, I don't. Okay, so the stripes are the wrong way. So this is, yes. Okay, the leopard.
Above his head?
It's part of the fence, I think, isn't it, Eric?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I noticed that when I wasn't sure.
Oh, this looks like a rope or a branch.
Looked like a microphone.
I'm just curious on this preset thing. Let's see. Where it takes the adaptive preset and it's working. Let's see,
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit more. See, it was already blurred to begin with, but that little bit helped. What it did is it automatically masked out the things. Whoops. Adaptive overlay.
When you cropped on the right, I think I like that, Paul, because it emphasizes the fact he's flying.
So let's go back to that, the crop then. You mean like that?
Yeah,
Okay. But you're right, but all of these are valid. We're not saying, no, you can't. You're right. If you like it like that because it shows, X, Y, and Z, that's perfect. With the others, you might like it better the other way, but it comes down to whatever you think is nicer. But yeah, I think this is beautiful. And that also blurred the fence just a little. It was nice and blurred before. It's a little more blurred now. It's nice. I can't think of any. Damn, I thought it was a tiger. That's a real nice, Eric. And that is, let me do the, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let me do this. This one I know.
All right, Eric, this is a meerkat, right? All right, we got that out of the way. I think it's really well positioned, you know, that have them kind of like a portrait. You've got them over here on the left third, that red that's in the background doesn't bother me because it kind of balances a little bit, and it's so out of focus, it doesn't bother me at all. I don't know that I would want to do anything else, and
you wanna
somebody's gonna say crop out the right, and we can see what that looks like.
Or is it already tight cropped a little too? Would you want
A
to
little-
maybe expand a little more on the left or bottom?
It wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more on the
And
left.
just to see what
But it's
it looks like.
it's fairly well positioned already. A lot depends, of course, keep in mind, everybody, if you're gonna mat something, you gotta leave yourself some room.
Right, but if we just give a little, you know, not a lot, just a little more breathing room on there, let's see. No, sometimes I find it's helpful. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like it the first way. But this does, if there was something off to the side and you have to crop it off, this gives you a way of saying, you know, do I like that with a little more breathing room around it? Or the first way, which was, in fact, let me just go to the history. That's easier. Yeah. So they say now you have a choice. This, which I thought maybe was a little tight, and there was just minor changes of that.
You got that right on the left.
Those are our three. Yeah. But you have that choice again. So I always like, you know, at a time where I might have cropped this, you know, there might have been something here that was cropped out, a person or whatnot too. There might be the end of the cage there too, so there's nothing you could do. But, okay. Okay, but then that's again, what I emphasize, what Eric brings up too, is a really key thing. This comes down to your artistic thing at the end. If this is the way you've cropped it because you like it like that, then that's fine. My only other things are just showing just a few more options, or to show you that you could try that. You don't have to do it or whatnot as well. But I think this is beautiful. Yeah, very, very nice shot. Focus, everything. Good work. That is. Okay. That's Eric. Gary. Gary Marich. What happened right? Yeah. We're all assuming the best, right? But
Oh, boy.
good.
I'm not sure that I would do much here either. It's a pretty contrasty shot, but nothing much you can do with that. There's still enough detail in the shadows.
Yeah, it's hard because it's probably, you know, it's bright sunlight. And,
Yeah, I kind of liked it the way it was,
yeah,
more so though.
beautiful, just timing wise, and with those trees in back.
You know, I think people are tough with the expression on both those faces.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Right, and I agree. The expressions on, and sometimes the technical things play a distant second part. If you could capture the moment like that, that's really the hard part.
Crop it a little tighter, to get more of the faces.
Crop it, but we have, so which side would you crop it?
Off the left and the bottom a little bit.
The left and the bottom? Okay, let me, so you're saying left side a little? And what, from the bottom, but then you look,
Up to his chest, up to his belly.
well, we'll see what it looks like, but then he looks really cut off. Oh, no, but again, just, these are all just, and you don't know till you try. But you're right, that's a little,
Mike, you do something with this shirt to make it separate from the back of
shirt to separate it from the background, that, it could be hard. You could, these are things that would take more work. Let's see if it recognizes him as a person.
Yeah.
There is, it's looking now, okay. What you could do, it's amazing, is you could mask out his clothing,
Yeah, yeah.
and that'll create a mask, and let me see if we just change some colors. You know, and you could play with this. We're not gonna, but you're right, that's one thing you could play there. That would separate him out a little too, and you could erase it off the arm there. But my personal thing is he just, the colors just kind of match. But again, you have these tools, whatever you want to do. And we're not going to do other in spite of what you all might think, I have limits. In my mind, and I'm not going to do it, you could select out this kid and move it up higher in the picture so it really looks like a big throw. But that's changing the whole image that we're not going to. But no, this is, I think, a beautiful capture.
And a pterodactyl.
No, I know that's why I am not doing that. That's right. Pterodactyl swooping out.
Yeah, big tiger or
Good.
something.
Oh, I'm getting a bad rap here. Okay. Let's do Gary's other. Wow.
Yeah, so this would go with, this coming Friday night's going to be our creative print competition. This would work in that. What he did here, being centered is perfect for this kind of an image. I like where the head is placed a little bit high, and I really like that he chose complementary colors with the yellow, orange, and blue. Are the eyes sharp? It looks like it might be a little soft in the center, but that could be a result of the technique he was using, yeah.
Could be.
I don't know if he could maybe mask that area out. If it was the technique that made it soft, then he could sharpen that up with a mask. But that's all I would have. It's these creative shots. You can't argue a lot with a creative shot. It's what the maker had in mind, and I like it.
Yeah, this is really. Yeah, I wouldn't change it very nicely. Though. You're right, and that's technically not easy because you're right. That has to be perfectly centered, and the zoom has to be just right. That's very nice. Nice work, Gary. Okay. Our other Gary Wood. Any choice which one? Nope. Okay. We'll do the first one here.
Great portrait of this gorilla. I would try to do something, however, with the background. It's either, I suppose, either replace the sky or. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's right. It's hard as is. Let's see if
yeah.
right. You couldn't really lighten it when it's white. Let's see if it looks really fake putting in a sky. We'll choose a regular sky. Hold on. Oh, that is, yeah, it gives it a,
Yeah.
and you have, where was it? You have other skies, we just did this down and dirty too,
Right,
but there's a whole host of ones to choose. But if faced with, I agree, a white, just the white there, you take it out. I don't know. What does anyone think? This was,
Yeah.
I think that makes it look a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it worked really nicely too. Sometimes, like you say, Richard,
Right.
sometimes it goes over the edges or causes you some problems,
Right.
especially with fur like that. But
And
it
if
seemed
the-
to work pretty well.
right, especially, the choice you're faced with is if this is what you have as the background. Because you can't really, that's
Yeah.
it, which is fine. You have no choice over that. That's just the way it was. Or,
That was actually
Was it a,
So it's an east-facing wall, it's right in the middle of the facade.
so an east-facing wall, right, so,
I tried darkening it, but then there's a halo around the grill that looked really weird.
so that was a white, did you ask him to move, or? Did you, just a,
That's
Make
why,
a
that's
movie.
why he has that expression.
that's right,
What do you say to a 500-pound gorilla?
that's right, what do you say to a 500?
That's why
But-
he's
but-
looking at you like that.
But I think, no, Gary, this is it. The excellent thing is there's nothing you could do here. This is what you're at, the walls and back, it's an east wall, it's bright. So it just gives you an option. I don't know, I don't know if the wall is kind of white, I don't know if you could, if it's,
It was off-white, and you know, it comes up, just slight styling and darkening.
yeah, let's see if I go back to the wall there. Yeah, even bringing down the highlights all the way, even if we were to bring selectively, not on him, but you see the wall turns into just, you could give it, no, you could do this just with the wall. You could mask him out, and you'd have a wall that look like that, and if that texture looks better, that's fine too, so that's another thing. A luminosity selection on the wall, okay. Let's then let's get your original. Okay, do a luminosity selection on the wall, okay. Luminance range. Select one. So something like that, or close to that. And what do you want to do, darken it? Okay. Yeah. I mean, it would require a lot of work, right? But the sky replacement actually winds up looking probably most natural in that. Good. Nice capture. I like the way it's framed. Wow. Very nice. Let's do your second here. Oops.
Oh, very nice. I was noticing the other night when we were critiquing the students, sometimes you see a portrait like this, when you pose people, you like to face them in one direction and turn their head back the other way. Animals seem to do this naturally, and that's this pose. So you've got more of, there's more drama in the way he's posed. You don't see it as much because we don't have as much of the body. Tack sharp, eyes are great. I like where the eyes are placed in the frame. There might be a little bit too much headroom, but I think the exposure is good. I don't know that I would mess with it. There's a little bit of differences on the fur of the exposure, but that's natural light, and that's what we'd expect to see. So no, I think I wouldn't do anything. Just leave it. You could go in there and clean up those eyes a little bit. I'm talking about personally. It looks like he's got goop in his eyes. Okay.
That's great. The background is nicely blurred too.
Yeah, background's blurred and
Yeah.
muted and darker. Yeah, so he just pops. I don't know how much work you did on this, Gary, but he pops. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was just out of curiosity. I was just looking. Unfortunately, that is one of the downside of some of these AI tools, is that they just take time. Anytime you use AI, or most AI things, it's not done on your computer, it's done in the cloud. So some of it is dependent on your internet speed. Reflection in his
I
eyes.
think as time moves forward, we're going to have an AI anonymous group.
No, this is just cloning at a different level. I mean, we were always doing this. This is very nice. George, Did I see George here? Yeah, okay, George, this is all, I gotta make the choice here because I.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
I think- Yeah, that's,
Oh, geez, I don't know. People are bringing images that are too good to mess with. Um,
You know, the best thing to me is from that perspective, it emphasizes the height of the individual.
well, my first question, quick question, how? How'd you do this?
He was standing on a wall, I was just below him, and he just jumped up with a really relaxed position, so he could
So you had him
I had a
jump,
wonderful lens.
you had to jump up, so he was actually, he jumped and you got him like this.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really well.
That's,
The only thing I would even take a look at would be removing this foliage over here. And I'm not, just as something
which,
to.
I can't, see,
Yeah,
which
the-
one?
the- be- From just below the tree, the big part of
Oh,
the tree.
you mean this part here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me
And again, just to see what it looked like, I don't
give
know.
that
if it-
a, let me try my.
Yeah, I don't know, what do you think?
I must,
I like that better because it looked like he was jumping at the height of the tree, so putting it down to the left, I think is nice.
yeah, that's, I don't know, you could make a case for.
Yeah, yeah, I like it both ways.
Yeah, because that kind of frames it almost a little, but you're right. Just depends on what you,
I think the crease off of his leg,
you take the what off the legs?
his crease,
The crease?
yeah.
Oh, you're killing me. What, do you mean like the, do you mean the crease like in his jeans?
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to the bath.
It looks like he's, you mean the,
Look at the leg.
You mean the seam?
Yeah, the seam on his leg.
this isn't a laundry. This, I suppose you could. I'm not sure how. So this is the problem when you have a really, really good picture like this, is you gotta find something. We're gonna. This is a phenomenal capture, though. This is really.
And a robin flying away to water.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me. Any choice? Which of these two?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so I've already seen this one before with George. It's part of his 52 frames. This was a reject, believe it or not. I think it's a great shot. George, I would have put this in myself, but what I love about it is that it's a real working person. This is who I am, what I do. You get the environment of, you're to check out at a donut shop or bakery. Background's got a slight blur to it. She looks like she's tack sharp. Everybody's so intent on doing something here that if I was going to do it, I don't know that I would. I'm going to say I'm not going to do anything. I like it just the way it is.
Question? Is that what's that bird doing in the back?
Yeah.
You never. I look just.
Be adding flavor.
One of her customers probably gave that to her.
It looks like a real bird. It's just.
What if you cropped it in from the left to get rid of that reflection, and crop it to the right, get rid of that tap
Crop from the left to get rid of the reflection.
reflection?
Oh wait, let me take the aspect ratio. Which reflection are you talking about?
And
Right there.
Move back. That,
Oh, you mean like right there?
right.
Okay.
You crop it where that's happening. Right?
Okay, then we'd have to, would you crop from the right to balance it or leave it like this?
No, what if you got rid of that tablet on the right? Yeah,
I like the tablet because it gives the context for you're at the checkout counter.
see, that reflection just,
Okay. There you go. So that, she doesn't have to be centered, or you always have the possibility, let's see, when you get back, is, yes, you could always, we'll try, you could always take that, if you find cropping it out makes it lopsided and you don't want to crop from the other side, you could just easily take that out with generative fill. You just go around it like that, and it would replace it with ordinary glass, and you could keep the same crop. So you have that. Very nicely done.
It's funny, whoever mentioned the bird, now I can't unsee it.
That's right. That's right. It was first thing I saw, because it looks, sure, it could be a plastic one someone get, but it looks like a real bird.
Hey, I used to be a health inspector. It really bothers me.
Oh, boy. Very nice. Good shot. Good shot. Okay, we've got Jackie. Is Jackie here? Yes, okay, Jackie. Any choice which one? Oh, wait, can I do this one? Okay, can I choose that one? Who has this one? Who's up?
I think I am.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really cute shot. Again, I can't think of much that I would do. The sign in the background in the top right corner, maybe blur that a little more or darken it or
Yeah.
something.
A little more room on the
Oh.
right?
True, yeah.
Okay. One of the tricks here, and let me see if this works, is
Oh, yeah,
if I'm going to give it a little room to breathe,
right.
I'd rather get rid of some, if there was a little wording there, because AI can't determine where, it'll put nonsense characters or letters there as well,
Yeah, good call.
which is, let's see. So I'll try to just quickly get rid, then we'll try to expand it. Okay, see now it's easier, so we open this up. Okay, wait. Okay. So we're saying since she comes right up to the edge there, let's give her just a little room to breathe there as well. Is this a dental thing? This said DE on the thing, and she looks like she's doing almost a dental exam. What was the context of this, Jack? The dental side, yes, so this is... but she looked really young to be like a dental assistant. Because I saw a dental thing there, and she's doing dental stuff, but she didn't look that old. Yes. But you can see the room to breathe makes a difference. Here we have that, and as Chris said, if you were framing this or whatnot, and she's just close, really kind of too close to the edge there too, whereas now it's really balanced. You have that same room there as between the head and the edge. But just in terms of capturing the moment, my gosh. Had to hold her mouth still while they're... Wow. This,
Wow.
just a beautiful. Beautiful. Excellent, okay. Let's then look. Oh, let's look at this one.
Very nice. This was this fall, it looks like, probably. Yeah, I just love, you gotta love water if you're a photographer. Water just does so much for you. So, we're looking for ways for input, and if there's 3 opinions here, they'll all be different. I don't like when the horizon is right smack dab in the middle, and what you've got in this reflection, you do have the option of moving, cropping where your horizon is, because the main part of the reflection is the trees. Don't care that much about the sky. I would come in from the bottom. I'm not crazy about the leaves floating in the water. I would come up and put the horizon at the bottom third. I would come up even a little bit more. Yeah, right there. You like the leaves? I mean, if you like, it's one of those things, if you like them, then yeah, leave them in there.
But you compromise there is that you,
I just gotta say that because I accentuated the leaves.
Oh, you accentuate, okay. All right, leave the leaves in.
No, you don't have to. I like, that's why I'm here, to
Yeah.
leave that. What
It's,
people think.
it's just, it's opinion. Like I said, this reflection is really good, and you've got the option because you've got a full reflection and enough room to move it either top or bottom. Because when you're looking at a landscape like this, you have to ask yourself, what is the most attractive thing? Is it the sky, or is it the reflection in the foreground? Both of these are very good, and so you could go either way.
But you could also get
Get that black out of there, go up a touch more.
what, just a touch more?
Touch more. A
So
little bit more.
it,
That's better.
it's already a great sky.
See, I
but-
want to keep some of these leaves
No, you
here.
like these leaves, but you had that big dark spot there.
This dark spot over here?
Right there,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fine now.
So I would, the clouds look great. There's already drama there, but I think we could make them even more dramatic. It's just a question of how much drama you want to put in there, because those are going to darken up and look really great if we add some contrast into them, maybe. I'm not sure, Richard, you've got the touch with the technique and what would be best.
What I love about the pictures, it just looks very deep, the depth of this picture.
Yeah, and I liked how cropping from the bottom made the tree line and so on, much bigger in the image.
Yeah.
The sun just hit that middle spot.
Mm-hmm. And-
And the sun just
The way it's coming across here.
Yeah, and you could,
Yeah, that
came
adds,
down the hill to get that.
it adds depth to the image, and we would expect to see that in the fall. The sun is getting lower in the sky, and that's what it does. It gives us that side lighting that shadows some areas and highlights others. Really good. What is this?
But,
Kendall? Okay.
lightening the shadows
If you
a
look
little
at the
bit.
side
You-
screens, it's not bad. I still see detail in the side screen.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's a side screen, that's, yeah. Yeah, no, I think this is that little cropping, it's just right, that thing of having the horizon right in the middle, that's what, but you're right, you like the leaves, so this is a little compromise, you've got still the leaves. Really nice. It's beautiful, yeah,
Nice shot.
nice shot. Okay, let me. Jim, want to choose one? Yep.
The one with the wolf and the elk.
Okay. Wow. Who has this one?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing the first thing I can think of is maybe adding a little bit to the left so that the wolf has more room to look into.
A little bit on the left,
Yeah,
so it has more to
yeah.
look into. Okay. Let's see how that looks. See, the deer, it's what I say, the deer's butt is on the right, so you don't care about that, but the wolf is, so yeah, that would be,
Yeah. And, I mean, the snow is, a good bit of the snow is blown out, judging from the histogram. But, so there may not be much you can do about that. The snow in the foreground looks pretty nice. You can almost, I think you can almost see the glistening
yeah.
down there, but it's just in the background, it's so blown out. Not sure what you could do about it, though. And then the fact that the vegetation kind of ends there almost makes it look like that was all added. But maybe you can
Yeah.
clone some vegetation up in that area here and there.
What's that white line to the right of its left leg?
That's part of the,
No, on the elk.
on the elk, the left leg.
Left leg. If you go
The-
up, there's that white
there?
line.
If you go up, there's a white line, what, on
Rear left leg.
the rear left leg?
Go up, right there.
Kind of small.
I don't know. No, but that's, oops. But that is, you're right, sometimes just adding a tiny, and we'll go back and forth. What I was going to do is just give a tiny bit
Yeah, I was going to say that too, as well.
more there. Edit. This was in Grand Teton? Okay, let's, wait. Let me just flatten this. Generate, expand. Okay, let's give a tiny bit more to the top.
I mean, this is a big crop too. I mean, I have plenty.
Right, you had plenty, and you're right, so you purposely, you said you had a lot to crop, that was the crop the way you liked it. So we're just looking,
I'm just saying, I wanted to get in on the wolf's eye.
Right,
Yeah,
and-
a mile away.
right, but sometimes wanting to get in, especially shooting the big telephoto, but you could get them a little too in. So the question is just which one we look at, you know,
I don't want to lose details.
that, which is here, you're right, we get in. Now, we're not making them any smaller, but we've given them a little more context. So here it just becomes a question of, just artistically, do you like that? Or that? Are they in their environment a little more? And that comes out to what you like. I don't know, what do you think, Coleman?
Yeah, I like it the second way, just giving them both a little room to look into. And like you say, they're no smaller in the image really than they were
Yeah.
before.
I think it makes it more vast. They're out in nature.
Right.
Yeah.
It made more vast, you're out in nature. You're right. And I think we all, I do this too, have a tendency to crop in close, like we're doing a product photograph or something, you know. But you're right, just sometimes you don't want them small in the picture, but just a little bit. And all we did is a little bit on those other sides to give them in their element.
Yeah, otherwise they look like they're looking out of the photo.
Yeah.
And
And you just get the vastness there. So again, this is just opinions.
but you captured them beautifully. The
Yeah.
exposure on them is
Having them
incredible.
both together like that is, yeah, that's beautiful.
There's a message here,
There was a what?
a message.
A message in this picture?
Yeah.
And what would that message be?
Well, I think the message is that deer or elk, coming from an elk, is very healthy,
The elk is healthy.
not for long. The wolf, if the elk had a problem, physical problem,
Yeah,
the wolf wouldn't be looking over here. He'd be looking.
right. But the question is, wolves aren't usually alone, are they? I mean, if his pack is with him, that elk's got a bigger problem.
I agree, but we're not.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't be looking
Yeah,
He ultimately began it. He's already been attacked, the hunch has already been.
yeah, that's right, I see the blood there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of foot of attack of about 20.
Wow. It's just a beautiful capture getting them both there like that. I saw that one, that really jumped out at me, so really nice. Which, the yellow one or the other? The warbler? Okay. Remember, I'm from New York, so don't, that's the yellow one. The tiger, right?
Yeah. That's really, this is a really nice capture. The eye looks tack sharp. I like the diagonal on the smaller branch. I definitely would want to take some of that left off because it just takes up too much of the image and it puts the warbler right in the middle of the frame.
How
Yeah,
much?
just, half of that trunk. Take off half of it at least.
Right there.
Yeah.
What's the blue?
Blue. I don't. This is really great capture. Diagonals are always wonderful when you've got a bird like that. It gives you some more, dynamism. It makes it more dynamic. Background's beautifully blurred. Just good job.
Yeah, this is really. Would I try what? Yeah, not desaturate. What I was thinking is, we're looking at that blue in the trunk. Desaturating might make it look a bit funky. Let me try that. If not, I was going to selectively with a brush. Yeah, you could do. Yeah, what you could do is you could do that, and then if you did it with a brush, you could leave the wings that color. Here's our before and afterwards.
So all you gotta do now is select the bird, brighten it up a little bit, and maybe raise the saturation.
Bring what up? Bring the blues up a little bit more. Okay. Here they go. Like there? Okay. Yep, and like I said, if you wanted to just do it on the tree, you could just use a brush and do that and leave the bird. But I think, yeah, that's our before and afterwards. It takes a little bit more of that, yeah, that blue away. I don't know, the bird, you said brighten it. Look on the side monitors, because here it looks absolutely just perfect. I think on the projector thing, it might, I can't see the projector, but I know on this screen,
Yeah, so this one here is, this one's out to lunch, those two are closer.
yeah.
On that one there, it looks like the stars and what have you.
Yeah.
could be a little bit brighter.
Yeah, this is the hard part when we look at other things, is that these are imperfect things, are the projector screen or some of the other screens. On the monitor I have, and probably your monitor at home, this looks perfect there. Very nice capture. This was with a 600 millimeter lens. That's were you on a tripod? Handheld with a 600 millimeters. And that
10,000
background
to
is
the second.
beautifully blurred. Beautiful shot.
Prothonotary warbler. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Hey, hey.
Wow. Very, very nice shots. Very nice. Okay, let's, we got back to John. Is John here? Oh, you're in the back there? I'm making the choice. Yeah. Was it, what, just context, what was this?
That's my daughter. We went out for, she's a dancer, and we went out and did a whole bunch of senior pictures. So this is one.
So she's a dancer. This is your daughter. She's a dancer.
So that's one of the pictures we took up at the latest.
Wow.
Yeah, great action.
Did that about 25 times.
Jeez. Oh, wow.
What, and does she remain standing?
No,
Jeez.
that's kind of a fall that they do.
Wow.
So I love this picture, because as an old person, you appreciate the flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I just brought down the highlights a little,
Yeah,
Let's see.
particularly on the shoulder,
yeah,
maybe.
the shadows.
Well, Richard could try that blurring the background a little more, maybe.
Let's see. Let's see if that works here. No, just selectively, it didn't do that well.
Yeah.
Let me see. Defaults. Reset to default. What you could also try is, let me see. Okay, so we had our highlights, brought our highlights down a little. And then what you could do is they have a lens blur section that you could actually determine what levels. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's not gonna work that well on here. Okay, let's go back to our original settings there. Okay, let me go all the way back to the beginning here. Okay. So, okay, we brought down the highlights, but I just pose everything. This is a 3,000th of a second to get her like that. Yeah, 2.8, but she's all in focus. Nicely in focus. I don't know, Colin, what? Well, HDR, it's not going to work because you need 3 photographs.
No, it'll do so.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, it'll do so. On the top of the bed, yeah.
No, that doesn't make it HDR.
But it'll
That's so it could be viewed on HDR.
do some more. It changes the settings.
Now, this is for just viewing 32-bit images. It gives the ability on certain monitors to do it. But this doesn't do anything to the picture. It just allows certain pictures that are shot in 32 bits to be displayed on your monitor where ordinarily they wouldn't be. But right, but it's not doing anything. Whoops, take that off there. Oops, no. I don't know, I can't think. You have any others?
I use that setting all the time.
The what?
I use that setting all the time.
The HDR?
Also, an auto one needs.
Yeah, no, the auto setting does some, that does a lot too. There you go.
A lot of comments have been made about the diagonal. I think that's an interesting description too. With the arms and whatnot.
Yeah,
I might also try just adding to the right a little bit.
adding to the
So-
right side,
Yeah, so again, she has sort of more room to move into.
let's see.
Yeah,
A
about
little,
there.
a little bit there, a little bit
Yeah.
less. Let's see. Won't. Let me rasterize this. Let me just bring this back in. Okay. Now, I'm trying to get it out of a smart object. Well, let me try duplicating this layer. Okay.
It's still a smart object.
Yeah.
Right click and rasterize.
Yeah, it's not giving me a.
Right click over where it says, over there.
Okay, we'll rasterize that layer. Okay, get rid of this one. Okay, now we're rasterized. Let's select it. Let's go to,
Did you have fun out of generative AI points?
out of generative AI credits.
Yes.
You think Adobe has limited us?
Yeah. They have implemented a limit. It's normally very high and people don't normally reach it, but could that be why it's not working?
I am not certain. I'm not certain why on this image that is. Okay, we'll give it one more. Whose suggestion was it to increase? It was Coleman.
Mine,
Increase
yeah.
on the right, got us into trouble.
Try use the
Let's-
crop tool instead.
Let's see. Let's just, in fact, oh, I think I know what it is. It's probably in the 32-bit mode. Let me open in Camera Raw. Take it off the HDR, right. Highlights. Now, yeah, it was in 32-bit mode, which it wouldn't work then. Now we should be able to use generative expand. Give it a little more room. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. There we have that.
Yeah.
I had crossed that out.
You had what?
I had moved that in, but I'll move it back up.
Oh, no, it just, there was Coleman's suggestion to give you a little more.
Having a little bit more room, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
It captures that whole shot.
And actually, it gives the same, we have the same, you know, sometimes the symmetry, we have this amount of space from her, you know, her head, where she ends, we have this much space, and we have less on this side. Whereas that's more symmetric. We have the same space between kneecap and end of the picture as to hair and end of the picture, which puts her right in the middle, and the diagonal now goes her finger pointing up there to her thighs pointing right down to there. And our eyes just kind of look at that, and that we don't even realize it. That's the little more symmetric. That's the initial. Again, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
We're nitpicking here. Beautiful the way it is there, but those are just some of the reasons why that would. Yeah.
If you selected the background and decreased the highlights, would that make her operate more?
And decrease the selecting the background. So okay, so let's go back to the. Yeah, we're going to select. Okay. So we'll select subject and invert it. And what do you want to do with the background?
Decrease the highlights?
Decrease the highlights of the background. Okay, so I'll invert this and we'll. There weren't that many. Let me try darkening a little. There. So that's a little. So, and you could just taste tiny bit. But these are things you could play with. And in the end, you might come back to your original one is the way you liked it. But sometimes here, that one, just a tiny bit of, who knows? It's just a matter of,
That second thing makes it look a little bit richer, I think,
yeah,
when you darken it up.
when you, yeah, the back is, so yeah, there's all kinds of way. But it just is, it's a beautiful capture though.
Yeah.
So I really, really like that. And that, yeah, I like this. Look at this one. Wow.
That is a beautiful scene. It's, I love the contrast between like the nature in the background and then old times gone by with the dilapidated truck or whatever it is in the foreground. Kind of looks like wild pasture in the back and an old farmland up front. So that's what I'd say about what's going on there. I'm gonna be hard pressed to do anything better with this. I think part of what's happening here tonight is everybody has gotten much better at Photoshop and you're doing a lot of editing on your own. The clouds look beautiful. They look, I couldn't ask for anything more. The exposure is good all around. I don't think I would crop anything. If we crop from the left, we start to impinge on that truck. If the right's okay the way it is, I don't have any suggestions. If somebody else does, go for it.
What if we just increase the exposure just a touch?
Increase the exposure?
Yeah, just a touch.
Are you looking on the side one or the?
Well,
The side looks pretty
on the side
good.
it looks
Yeah.
better. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because the exposure here looks
If you
perfect.
increase exposure, you're gonna start to lose detail in the clouds.
Yeah,
What I love about this picture, it looks so natural.
yeah. Yeah, no, this is beautiful. You really captured you had a good eye for it, having that truck, the old truck right in the front there. And every,
Drag that all the way up the trail.
right, exactly, that's the This is beautiful. Yeah, I can't think of anything on.
Love this mountain scene, right? The patches in the mountain scene.
Yeah. And you in the field here, you got these rats, so this is nice, nice shot. That's all I know.
They're bigger than New York rats.
Beautiful, that's right. Beautiful work, John. That is,
Texas rats.
that's right, the Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Oh. John Paganini. Okay. Coleman, you have this one?
I was there that night,
Oh,
I think. I went there right from our board meeting here.
Red spot bottom left.
red spot bottom left.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we could just, that's just a little distraction there. Whoops, what'd I do? Oops.
You still
Yeah.
have that red there, you just don't have that.
Right, but the red, I think, is a reflection of just like the green in the water here is a reflection of the aurora.
Yeah.
This red is probably a reflection of that. Whoops.
That other spot was just distracting.
Yeah, that,
This looks so much better on the sides, on the monitors
Yeah.
than the screen. The screen's kind of washed out. Yeah.
How about that white spot to the right of those?
up there.
No. You have those two streaks, and you have that one little white spot.
Oh, that one, yeah, that's probably a distant, you're right, that's a distant,
Oh.
you're right, that's
Yeah.
a good,
That's there.
Yeah.
that's a good point. That's the reflection of the,
Dehaze the sky, would it get more contrast?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually.
I never thought of,
Might even
Let's
give
see
it a
what
little more
happens.
pop.
okay. Or what would happen first if we just, let me try to increase the vibrance, just to see. Increasing vibrance would do that. Okay, so let me come off on the vibrance and let me try the dehaze. So with dehaze, oh,
Yeah, I tell you, dehaze is a magic tool.
I would not have thought of that.
Was this, John, was this with a camera or phone?
I think John's here.
Oh, he's not here.
Wow, this
So
is.
I was at the same place that night, and my phone did much better than my camera did.
Yeah, the haze really brings out the colors here.
With my naked eye, I could barely see
Yeah.
it at all.
This is beautiful, and I think on this, you have the option in your color mixer, you could work with the reds and greens and yellows to, get them to where you want. If I drop the exposure up here, which we did with the dehaze, see, the dehaze brought it out. I think, again, if you just darken this area, it's going to look artificial. Like, here's what would happen if you just darken that area, and I'll just do a little,
Well, it's a night shot, right?
yeah,
Okay, so does that look like nighttime?
yeah. Because what you've got is you've got haze over,
Throwing it out there.
the aurora is, because if I darken this, we'll try it. But you see, then that brings out that. Let's follow your suggestion. Let's see. I've never done. I don't. Well, that does look a little bit.
So maybe try to do it with the exposure slider.
That's what I just used, the exposure slider. But I did it selectively on the sky. But you're right. So this is our before and after with exposure. Where was it? Okay, here's our. So actually, you were right. I was wrong on that. This looks more.
Agree that colors don't look as washed out.
The what?
They don't look as washed out, the color.
Yeah, what we've done is we've accentuated each color. We've put some dehaze on it. And the excellent suggestion of darkening the whole sky, too, probably brought out some of the colors. And so this really, here's our before. Wow, that's our before.
You try to highlight it too.
And that's our, oops, that's our after.
But that's way over the top. It didn't look anything like.
Well, that's right. It's hard to even see.
We were further down.
Further down what?
We were further down in another part.
Were you on the beach?
Oh,
We were in Painesville Township.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but actually the bed, that darkened, I would not have thought the exposure would have done that. That's an excellent suggestion. That does look much more like a night sky. So yeah, so that's, we go from our before and our after. Take a second.
That's an interesting thought, Dave, because what did it look like to the naked eye? Nothing.
Well,
Very little,
it
very
changed.
little.
It changed like every 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah,
Never got that
yeah,
right, but I
yeah.
could see it that right, but
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
so
The phone and camera picked
it's
it up.
however you,
interesting.
however you wanted it to look like.
Yeah. Very,
You're right about the phone doing better than the camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is beautiful. Yeah, I think with these changes, good suggestions. I blew that one. That's okay.
This is a fun image. I mean, so we need to differentiate between snapshots and candid capture. This is a candid capture because we don't do snapshots. Looks like it was a parade, and these are the princesses of some kind. Yeah, they've got the princess wave going on. This was a hard capture because it was obviously in a parade, and on the right-hand side, we've got the previous vehicle, that little girl there. I don't think we can't cut her out.
Yeah, she'd be a difficult one to
She'd
close.
be
You're talking
difficult to
this
cut out,
person.
and we're gonna cut out part of the girl with the purple robe on that's waving, and she's part of what we want to see in the image. Contrasty, harsh light day, but there's still detail in the shadows, which is good. I don't think there's really any blown out highlights. The white or the light colored dresses are good. I think we're good with what we've got. Because even the lattice work on the bottom, you can say, well, that's distracting, but that's part of the float. So we can't take that out. And if we take any of the sky out, I think that encroaches too much. So I think we're good where we are. Be
We're never
interesting to
good
see
enough
what
where we
they-
are.
Yeah, I know. Not the theme of the night,
And
for sure.
no, and no, Chris, you were right. That is a very difficult area for anything to remove. There's so much busy stuff around it. But I always give it a try. And the odds are, 80-20, it's not going to do anything, in which case I go on and just keep it the way I had it.
Gonna put a clown
But I
in
always
there.
give it a try, because that's
Whoa.
not that bad.
That's pretty
But you see,
good.
there they put another person.
Who is that?
But look, but there's, yeah, that one, that's.
Lisa didn't put a clown in there.
But it's worth a try, because look at here's our before.
Can you crop it in a little from the right?
Crop it in from the
From the right.
right, this side? The right, you mean where we just, because she's right up against the edge.
Yeah, she needs to breathe a little bit.
Yeah,
over
she
there.
needs some room between there and. Get rid of what, the barn? Are you serious? No, see, the barn goes back here, over here, around this crown, that would be hard work. You could always give it a try, but I think, again, the lesson of this is that it's worth just a try. And I know I could be kind of flippant with this AI and whatnot too, but if you've gone through this capture and you can't do anything about that, all the waves are perfect and you can't do anything about that girl in the bottom right, it's either this is the way you go and say that's all I could do, or you've got that, which is
Yeah, I would have wagered that wouldn't have worked, but
right.
it
So
really
would I.
did.
Most of the time it doesn't, or puts her in there.
Try selecting the sky and keep
Try what?
selecting the sky.
Selecting the sky, okay. Let's see. Let me flatten this first. And then, sky replacement. And let me just try a different sky. It's going to just put that purple one in, but we could suggest a different one. Yeah, we could just put a regular sky in. Yeah, excellent
That's better.
suggestion. I mean, you look at that now. I mean, basically, as before, you've got that kind of white sky and that girl in the bottom right. With just a few clicks, we put a little, not big dramatic sky, but you put a little clouds in there too. You got rid of that girl, and it's just, adds those little things.
What's crazy is it put the sky even in those hearts above the lattice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gotten very good over the years. It did not used to do that. So yeah, these are very useful tools. They're easy to use. But again, you've gone through all the trouble to capture these images. So, and some of these things are out of your control, or you just were, not that shooting fast, it's just, yes, you got a question.
The little girl with the yellow dress, she's got like a black eye. Can you zoom in and,
I think it's just the, oh, wait.
I know it is.
No, I had the wrong tool here. I think she's wearing these pinkish sunglasses.
No, but can you
That would be.
You probably could.
Yeah, you could take the purple out here. You could try to selectively lighten this, although I think that would be difficult. You could try. You could try working on it. That would be a more in this situation. That would be a more difficult one. But these are the little things you look for, and if there is a way to do it, like I said, the sky. If you could do her eye, you could do that. You're really not changing. This was what you saw. This was your intent. This was your vision of the thing. The others, I use the example. If you were in studio, you would move that little girl. You'd move these things. If you were a painter, you wouldn't paint it. But if you're doing a candid out like this, you don't have control. So this gives you that control. The what? Try a generative fill on the eye. Okay, we are really getting into territory. That's okay. I will give that a try. I'll tell you beforehand, I'm not responsible for anything that. Okay. Edit, yep. Generative fill. And it's going to give you three choices, so let's see. Remember, it's not a panacea. This is not magic. Okay, this is... Okay, well, no, you get three. So that is...
What would happen if you type in clear lens with eye?
If you give it...
Yeah, you can give the AI instructions, right?
Yeah, it's usually not very good in replacing things too. But for you, I will, since you had that great suggestion with the exposure, we'll give that a try. Okay, generative fill. And what did you say?
Clear lens with eye.
Okay, because I don't want to be responsible. Okay, I think we're off topic now. We've gotten clear lens with eye. Big eye,
There you go.
little eye. Well, let's see if I come. You could select and do it. Oh wait, fit on screen.
That's what you want, where you don't want it dark, right?
Well, probably from this thing you wouldn't. Yeah, you know. You could probably free transform and then lower, there are all kinds of things you do. But yeah, these are you try and you see and whatnot. It's a way of just, again, you had the vision, but I want to quickly get off this before we get any deeper down the rabbit hole. And that is, okay. That was John's. We've done enough. John's. Okay, is Lance here? I didn't see it. Oh, there, right there. Okay, which ones you want to? Oh, wait, no, I take that back. I want to do this one first. Who's got that? Coleman.
I do. Lot to look at here.
Maybe just crop a little bit from the left, take that black post out.
Crop a little from the, left, take the post out.
Yeah.
Because
Not too much.
and like that. A little bit more,
No, a little bit more to the left, just take that black post out.
just the black post out, so like up to there.
Right.
The subject's the mural, you want to get rid of the plant.
Well, but, so you have the context of the houses. Depends how much you take off. If you come in like this, because those houses go there, you can't take all of that out. If you're in like this, so we balance it. I don't know, there's a lot of judgment.
Yeah, the only thing that really, I guess I would say, bothers me a little bit is that
Yeah.
light hanging in front of the
The light?
mural,
Okay.
blocking what it says there, but I'm not sure you can,
Let's see what we could
since
do
it's
with
text
that.
behind it, I'm not sure what it will.
Yeah,
come
so
up with.
sometimes yeah, you're right. The text is what makes it difficult because AI is not great at the text, but let's see. Because, right, it can't spell, and even though I think the word is 8 there, maybe that, it's not gonna, but let's see. But that does make it difficult with the text. So you're right, here's our three choices. So, a close inspection, if you were looking to see what the signs, and this is your judgment then, so you'd have to decide, okay, I don't have that light now, here it is with the light. But I see the mural, and so that is a judgment call on your part in terms of just what's important there as well. But you're right, that light is right up there. The other question I had too was, since the mural is the object of interest here, Um, what it would do. Now, I didn't flatten it, so let's see what it does because that light was there. But I'm trying to see if we can get that whole mural, because the mural is obviously the point of interest. Okay, it finished out. No, that first one is probably the best. So it finished out, what's noticed there is it is clipped there as well. So now we have, with the item of interest, the mural. I don't know, this is a hard one because you have all these other things there. Yeah,
And I would,
Move all those meter boxes up the right, in
the right one,
the blue little meter boxes,
uh,
or what,
by your foot.
yeah, those are all meter boxes.
electric meters, he said.
You could, although, that's a judgment thing too, because the thing is that that's part of yeah, you could as well, but that is part of the mural. But again, that's just that would be if you asked, I will try. But again, these are to help you make your judgment of what you wanted the picture to be. So let's see if we tried to do that.
That's what I'll put it out for.
But again, this is a hard one. It's a beautiful billboard. We've got the whole, painting on the side of the wall, but yeah. And you could always recreate her foot. Oh, there, that's a little better. Okay.
And I dehaze the sky a little bit.
Okay, because there are clouds there.
Yeah,
So let me bring in the sky. Let me flatten it
flatten it
first.
and take it back into camera
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah, let me. Filter. Oops. Let me just. Layer from background, new groups, foreign objects. No, it's already rasterized. No, it is. Let's try one more time. We're flattened. Okay. Oh, let me make sure it's an 8-bit image. No, it's 16 bits, that's why. So filter, camera raw. Oh, it says we have a cheap computer. On this one, is that camera raw filter? No, it's not letting me do that. But that would be one thing. But what we
yeah.
could do is, you could do in this, if we go edit, and let's try that same sky that we had before, which is just a normal kind of sky. There we go. Ah, see, that's just a nice neutral sky. And you're right, that did add a certain degree. So I think this was a hard one, but by changing the sky a little, we got the whole mural up here. We brought out the distracting pole on the left. We had those meter boxes taken out. So if we go to our original one, before we crop that stuff out, we had the light bulb up there. Whoops. And now we are, yeah. So sometimes you can't fix every image and make it perfect, but these are little things here that really zoom your eye in on that. Yeah.
As far as size-wise, I wonder if you could try file, save a copy, see if it will save as a JPEG now, and it always changes. It might be too big to save as a JPEG.
What, you mean just to have it, just to save these changes?
Try it.
Yeah.
See if it'll let you.
No, this could be made as a,
Okay, you can do it then.
save a copy, JPEG.
Okay. A lot of times when I started editing these, I can't save it as a JPEG anymore.
Yeah. No, you have to do, Adobe has changed this thing. A lot of times you have to save a copy. So, okay, it's saved now as a JPEG, so these changes are saved.
I do that.
Yeah.
But I work with 16-bit files. Actually.
Yep, you got to convert those. Okay, let me. Very good. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, really nice capture of the bee and the flower. I know everybody's gonna go nuts with generative, so. There's two things I would consider doing with this. I just like the feel of the vegetation. I mean, obviously the flower is what grabs our attention, but that vegetation has got some kind of a feel. It almost feels artificial. I mean, it's in a good way. So the options that I would look at is just crop down to just the flower. That's one option. The other option is to keep it the way it is and let AI extend that upper left-hand flower, because we've got the tip of that cut off. Is the person that did this here? Okay. Did you take a shot with the top flower in it, like shoot wide enough? Okay, because if you've got one original, we do that, but we can let Richard do his magic here.
What do you want me to do, extend the top a little?
Yeah, we need.
Just to extend the top, just to get a little bit of that
Yeah,
flower
you're gonna have to
there.
extend the border.
And the right.
Yeah.
And the right lower there as well. Okay, so we're trying to get a bit more of the flower.
It's a great capture. It looks really sharp. The
And-
exposure is really good.
A bit more of that little tip of the leaf there. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we get the edge of that flower and the little tip of the leaf there. Let's see, we got, okay, see, it didn't, probably the first one's the most natural. Yeah, and down here, we didn't manage to.
Yeah, that's distracting whenever you have something going right into the corner.
Yeah. And what you could do is, there's a number of ways to handle that. Is one, you could, probably the easiest.
I would just crop it in towards that bud.
No, you could hit, again, generate, it gives you 3 more choices. So see if it hits it right this time.
I mean, there are other leaves that are cut off. It wouldn't kill us to cut off a good portion of that leaf, as long as it's a significant portion rather than just the tip.
Let's see, 3 of 6. Where is there's our other. No, on all of them it wanted to. We'd have to give it a little bit more. So what you could do is you could just recrop that off, and you could try again. Oops. All right, let me transparent default. Okay, it takes that off. Then I'll switch to generative expand again. And no, it's still gonna. This will be our last try on this, don't worry. Again, it's not a panacea. Sometimes you can get.
I mean, if we were really getting a little more down in the weeds with trying to make a perfect picture.
There.
Because every plant that you shoot, you're going to wind up cutting off some leaves somewhere.
But we've got that, now we've got the edge of we've got the leaf. So we have the flower up here with some room, and in the bottom right, we have the full leaf now.
Yeah.
So here's where we were, that's the beginning. So we have the bottom right, the leaf being cut off, and the flower on top, and there's where we are now. And then what I had also done is I had just darkened the blacks a tiny bit. What do you think? Any other? There's that little, when we look for small things, there's that bottom left here,
Yeah.
that little bit of green there as well that we could take out. Yeah. And so here's our before. And then with just any other? I think it's nice because it also makes a diagonal. You've got the B there, but you've got this leaf here, this in the middle, and this leaf angling down to the corner. Yeah. When we expanded it, oh yeah, it added a little bit of more bluish up here. And you could touch that up. You could select that out again and redo it. But you're right, it did do that. And, you know, sometimes you get something, you know, pretty close to what you want, and then you got to work on it a little again. But again, it gives you the option. Before we'd really have when we have this, if we just had it cropped a little too much in the camera, there wasn't much we could do. So now, this gives us the option of having this diagonal thing, having everything on the film. Anything else to suggest, Chris? Or
No, I think we're good.
okay, excellent. Let's see. Okay. Lands. And Ben Collins submitted one here, and we're almost. Is Ben here? I think Ben said he wasn't going to be able to be here. But Ben said that he needed some suggestions that he got this, and he just saw this capture with a 300 millimeter. He got everything perfect, but this is just the way it was. And I think what he wrote to me was, but it had all the water lilies in back, and you know that makes it look busy. And did we have any suggestions, or is there anything to be done?
Well, I think he's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I think overall, you just need to darken the background and lighten the bird a little bit,
Let's see if
particularly
we
the
could-
bird's head.
Let's see if we could select them out as a subject,
Yeah.
him or her. But the capture, getting that fish right in the
Yeah,
is
yeah.
okay, and it's dark in the background a little. And maybe just lighten the bird a little. I'm just doing this kind of down and dirty little thing too, but so if we look, maybe I'm not, let me come off some of that darkening the background so it isn't as. But you're right, those are sometimes things you could play with to bring that out. Bring it, well, let me, okay, to do what now? Go back to the background layer, which I just threw away. Let's see. Okay, so there's the background layer. What would you want me to do? The highlights? Okay, so there's the bringing the highlights. Okay, so this is bringing of the background, the highlights all the way down. And the shadows you want up a little. It's hard. I'm wondering too if we could do anything with blur. In the back, if it'll pick up this bird here. And let's see. Apply. Oh, so there's a,
Yeah, I think that,
there's blurring a little bit more of the back. If I use the blur brush a little more and blur some of this here. A little what on the bird, a little more? Wait, I can't, what?
Just crop in the bird.
Yeah.
Crop in on the bird. Left and top. But you see, that blur did actually, it's interesting, that did, in a busy background,
Yeah.
it just made it a little less, it just brought the bird out a little more.
And I
then we were
agree
saying-
that bringing down the highlights on the lilies did help. It was
Yes.
better than just,
So bringing the highlights down the lilies and blurring them a little, and the bird now, if we go to before, yes, that made a
yeah.
difference there. And we talk, cropping, you were saying, what, from which side? Left and top? Left a little and top a little. Like that?
And then some off the right.
Some
too.
off the
Yeah.
right side. You want the bird in the center?
Yeah.
Okay, let's, oh, yeah. And a vignette? Let's, well, if we could, we will. That's a, you know, that is, okay. What I do with a vignette is I just use a giant brush with a lot of feather. And then I just bring the exposure, and just get something light here. Right, so it's just subtle. Ah, that's a, brighten the fish a tad. Like,
Yeah, the fish in his head, I think, just to
just brighten the
brush
fish.
them a little bit.
Okay, I've got my fish selection brush here. This was the,
It's a rat.
yeah, the rat, yeah.
Tiger.
Okay. Okay, I'm just doing them more down. And so this is our, for the fish, this is our, and let me see if I lighten it up a little. Let me give it some more whites. Or just exposure. And you could play with these.
Yeah.
But overall, the cropping and the blurring, I agree. And the toning down the highlights of the back really has, I have to say, this is a much different picture than that first one. The first one was great, but the lilies just kind of jumped out at you. Now we've centered more on the bird between all of those things, the blurring the background, bringing down the highlights, the little vignetting, all of that make it so you don't really notice it, but we just see that bird a lot better.
The bird got the fish right in the eyes too, didn't it?
Yeah, that's like, he, you know, in his email, that's what he said. It got it, you know, it just was this, he saw it and was lucky enough to get this perfect capture. And that's what bothered him, is he couldn't control this other stuff. But now I think you've got to, you know, really, this is,
By cropping that, there was too much background.
yes. You're cropping it, there was too much, right. So between a number of things, taking some of the background out, blurring it, bringing down the highlights, and vignetting. So though all of those things together gave us this natural look where now it's not bothering us as much.
I mean, especially since you said that background is very busy.
Yeah.
That's a nice picture.
So this is great. Yeah, I think you did a great job there. Yeah, this was our, again, this is our initial one. So big, yeah, big change. So that is great. Now, okay, we're coming towards the end here. We have just, let me see. We have Christine Mudra, I promised to. Let's see, opening camera off. Who's got this one?
That's mine, but this is cheating because we did this Wednesday night.
No, we didn't.
That's on competition.
Did we do this Wednesday
We
night?
did this Wednesday night because I'll see if anybody else notices. What do you notice in the background? The modern stool.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Christine said, wait a second.
Those are from the competition.
She said she's didn't.
No, they're from review of our fundamentals class.
Yeah, she said hers didn't get in. Okay, so this wasn't was this from fundamentals or was this from the B competition?
Was it B?
It was the B
Well, I
competition.
was at both of them, so. I don't know.
Right, so we did hers in the B competition.
Right.
Yeah, we did all three of these. That's where I saw them. Okay, so we commented on all these in the B competition. So let me go back to the, let's see if we do a few of the. We'll finish out up to 10. Andrew, you got your third one here. This is real, right? Wow. Close. Okay.
Chris, you taking this?
Is it mine?
Yeah.
Excellent capture. Eyes are bright. I'm always looking for the eyes. I like the placement. You know, the eyes are up there in the top third. The exposure looks great. The bokeh's great. I don't know what, you know, it's a red-tailed hawk. I don't know what their normal coloration is. We've been playing a lot with color, but I don't have enough knowledge of what this bird looks like, if that's a true color or not. So if that's a good color on the chest, I would say go with it. It looks good. I
Yeah.
mean, I do myself, on a shot like this, I'd normally do a very gentle vignetting on it just to draw our attention, where you've got a central subject there. But that's a preference.
Yeah, you could vignette this one easily. Again, the vignetting, which is quick to do, but again, very, you do it very subtly. Just this kind of stuff here too, so you don't even notice it. But then when you do the before and after, and your eyes just kind of, so it's something to consider. It's just real easy with a brush, rather than a circular vignette, because sometimes the areas you want to get are not right in the circle. So good, nice one. Let's see if we do. Dave had 2. Elaine's third one. This is Elaine Joseph's third one.
Well, I would crop a little bit off the right, maybe, just to get that one big curl. No, not a little bit right there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, Yeah, yeah.
It's like Tower City.
Yeah, it's a nice effect. The one thing that's hard is these lights are so bright.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's nothing, yeah, that's just,
Just use generative fill, take it right out.
or you could take this, well, actually, the people are well done, but that's, you laugh at, you're always laughing. And this is, but again, in a case like this, let's just
Yeah, try
take
it.
that distracting area and just try it. If our eyes keep getting drawn to this, and that's what's concerning us, it's worth a try. Let's see.
When you're done with that, just for giggles for me, I'd like to make this a panorama and do away with all the lights come down.
Okay,
from
yeah,
the
we could
top.
do that. That's another thing, yeah. It's just to eliminate those swirly lights on top here. So this is,
For some reason, it's not working, is it?
yeah, it didn't. We could be running out of credits here. This is edit, generative fill, generate. Sometimes AI gets tired. It just is, it doesn't want to work anymore. Okay, there you go. It gives us 3 choices here. No, that isn't any better, no. But a little more. But that suggestion of the crop, cropping off, like Chris, you said, a panorama.
Yep, yeah, make it a
That's an
panorama like
interesting
that.
point.
And just get rid of the lights
Oh my
altogether.
gosh.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh my gosh. This just shows you multiple, I would not have thought of that. This looks really nice. Yeah. Good idea. Excellent. That is, if you're listening, Elaine, that was Chris's idea.
Every now and then.
That is, okay, and let's do Eric's, Eric's. Okay.
We're done.
Huh?
We're done. I don't really see anything to do on this one.
I concur.
Except one little, the photo, the masking, see here by the ear.
So Eric, did,
What did that?
I had a ton of trouble masking.
A ton of trouble. Yeah, this is a really, I'm amazed the mask is that good with the hairs and everything on that side. But right on this,
Yeah.
right in there, could be probably touched up. But yeah, the masking is excellent. I mean, look at those hairs.
pretty cool tiger, huh?
Yeah, you're not gonna lie.
You know, I'm gonna have to enter one of these, and David Richard is a snow leopard.
The data, that's right. But this is, the expression, they're just looking up both, the two of them together just looking up there in this diagonal, it's just beautiful. Wow. Where was this, Sarah?
Toledo Zoo.
Toledo Zoo. This is nicely done. And I'm telling you, the background, shouldn't be afraid to use these with the textures or whatnot, or sometimes blurring, but taking them out of context, this just caught my eye. This just really is beautiful.
No, it definitely needed a sky replacement.
Yep.
Or something in the background because it was F11, very
Yes.
small aperture to get both of them, but it also started making the fence in the background very.
So the fence, yep. So that's where, right, background replacement is a savior here. There's nothing else you could do. This is a beautiful capture. I love that. I think we have time for one more here. Let's see. Let's see one of Gary's. No, wait. Let's go to Gary Wood, who's here. Wow. Okay. Yeah, big rat. That's the.
It's a fluffy job.
That's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who has this one?
Is it mine?
I guess. I had a really easy one last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is easy also. There's only one thing I see that I would do, and that is open up the shadows a little bit. I think we've got some detail just to the right of his eye and around his horn we could maybe find some detail in there. Very harsh light, hard to work with,
Right.
but I think very good capture.
Yeah, these are right. The light is harsh, and whether you, and he's worked on a lot of these. These are his on there as well. So yeah, he's done
Yeah. No, I think it's fine the way it is.
a lot of work.
Open it up a little more on the right,
On the right side, give it a little more room on the right.
please.
Okay. Generative expand on the right side, like that. There we go. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Control one. Yeah, but giving it, those are about the same. Let me go to history here. Yeah, but giving it a little more room to breathe, that's an excellent idea. Yeah, you like that a little better, Dave?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, that is nice. And again, you've got that diagonal. So this is good. This is, yeah. So we've gone through a lot of images tonight, and really, I thank you all for participating and sending in the images and whatnot. I hope the one thing you got out of this is these are just, all the stuff we've done tonight is just giving suggestions and tools that you could use on yours to get them the way you want. And if you like it, that's fine then. So we'll be doing this again in 3 months. So save those images, and thank you all very much.